examples why I think multifamily for Jake and myself, our goals, what we wanted to aspire to worked really well. The second one is the economy.
Are you saying multifamily is better?
I'm saying it for Jake and Gino and for the Jake and Gino community.
Oh.
I don't want to force anybody into thinking that way. But once we lay it out, the first one is if you've got a 10-unit apartment complex and 2 people are not renting, you have 2 vacancies, you still have 80% of the complex up and running. You still are able to pay the mortgage through the cash flow. You have 1 or 2 single family homes. One of them is vacant. Guess what? You're probably going to be pulling money out of your pocket. Now, the other important, really important thing is, could you imagine, Jake, having 15 or 20 houses scattered all throughout the city, different layouts, different roofs, different hot water heaters, different sizes, different driveways. There's 15 grass, lawns you have to cut. There's snow plowing. Or could you imagine a nice little 20-unit complex or even a 25-unit that Jake and I purchased on our first deal? Much easier to manage. They're all individual boxes, same size, same appliances, same layout. You could technically have one person managing that. So think about your bandwidth, what you're focusing on. I think that's really important.
Sounds like you could create systems with that.
Systems, people, systems and culture. That's what you're doing. You want to become an entrepreneur. And I think multifamily will allow you to do that at a much larger scale. And then I think finally, I can continue to go on. Wealth creation, the refi and roll, you're able to do it with bigger numbers. And believe it or not, it's easier to get a loan on a larger property than it is a smaller property. Now, a lot of you out there are probably saying that's BS, limiting beliefs. Trust me, I tried to get a loan on my restaurant. I'll never forget this. It was a $650,000 refi on the restaurant. It was painful. Nobody wanted to do that work. But guess what? Mortgage brokers, they get paid a percentage of loans. So when you're looking at a 4 or 5 or 6 or a $10 million loan, they are more incentivized to do the same amount of work, but get paid a lot more money. That's really, really important. I never truly understood that. You have the cash flow aspect of it. And I think ultimately, the more people you serve, the wealthier you're going to get. If you have 10 or 12 or 15 single family homes, that's great. I applaud you. You're creating wealth. You're taking responsibility. You're building equity. But can you imagine if you had a 50-unit apartment complex and a 30-unit apartment complex, 2 deals, 80 units, you have 80 residents you're serving versus 15 or 16 residents in the single family homes. The more people you serve in your business, the wealthier you are going to get, Jake.